Have you ever thought that walking every day is all you need to stay healthy after 70? You're not alone. It's one of the most common beliefs out there. But what if I told you that it might actually be speeding up the way your body ages? Hi, I'm Dr. Helen Brooks. For over 2 decades, I've worked with older adults who want to stay strong, balanced, and full of life as they age. And over the years, I've seen the same quiet mistake made again and again. People mean well, but they end up relying too much on walking, and it slowly takes a toll on their energy and independence. Walking is great. It gets you moving. But if that's the only kind of exercise you're doing, you're not giving your body what it truly needs after 70. As we get older, we naturally lose muscle, our joints stiffen, and our balance becomes more fragile unless we actively work to maintain them. Just walking isn't enough. In fact, it could leave you more vulnerable to falls, joint pain, and that frustrating sense that your body just isn't keeping up anymore. That's why more doctors are now saying it might be time to walk a little less and focus on 5 specific things instead, simple but powerful habits that can help you stay strong, energized, and independent for years to come. In this video, I'll walk you through each one, and be sure to stay with me until the end, because the final tip is something almost no one talks about, but it could make a big difference in how you age. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time to do that. It's the easiest way to keep getting practical tips that help you feel better, move easier, and stay healthy. Let's get started. 1. Strength training. The one habit that truly protects your independence. Walking is great for getting around, but if that's the only movement you're doing after 70, you could be silently losing one of your most important assets, muscle. This gradual muscle loss is called sarcopenia. And it's not just a medical term, it's the reason many people start struggling with things they once did effortlessly. It's also one of the biggest threats to your independence as you age. Here's the thing. Walking doesn't really help build or maintain muscle mass. It mostly works your lower body, and even then it doesn't provide the kind of resistance your muscles need to stay strong. That's why doctors now emphasize strength training as the #1 priority after 70. Strength training directly fights muscle loss, improves your balance, and helps prevent injuries and falls. Just think about it. Can you still carry a full grocery bag without effort? Can you stand up from a chair without using your hands? Can you open a tight jar with ease? If the answer is yes, great, your muscles are holding up. But if these everyday tasks are getting harder, chances are your muscles are quietly weakening, even if you haven't noticed. Take Martin, for example. He's 74 and walked every day, thinking that was enough. But one day, lifting a small box felt strangely difficult. Getting off the couch took more effort than he expected. At first, he chalked it up to aging. But his doctor explained that muscle loss isn't just a part of getting older, it happens faster if you don't challenge your muscles regularly. So Martin made a change. He started incorporating basic strength training into his routine, like resistance bands, bodyweight squats, and simple dumbbell moves. Within just a few months, he noticed a major difference. He felt stronger, steadier, and had more energy throughout the day. And here's the best part. Strength training doesn't mean you need to hit the gym or lift heavy weights. It can be as simple as using resistance bands, doing countertop push-ups, or even lifting soup cans. The key is progressive resistance, giving your muscles just enough challenge to keep them active and engaged, and the benefits go beyond strength. Studies show that maintaining muscle mass is directly linked to longer life, better mobility, and even sharper brain function. Want to test your strength right now? Try this. Sit in a chair and stand up without using your hands. If you can do that easily, fantastic. If not, it might be time to start rebuilding strength. The good news is, it's never too late. Strength training can reverse muscle loss, boost your balance, help you stay independent for many years ahead. So if you're someone who's been relying on walking alone for exercise, let this be your wake-up call. Your muscles are the foundation of long life. And after 70, protecting them might just be the most important thing you can do. If you're still with me and finding this helpful, go ahead and type a 1 in the comments to let me know you're here. Now, let's move on to tip number 2. 2. Balance and stability. Your secret weapon against falls. Walking gets you moving, but it doesn't always help you stay upright. That's something most people don't realize until it's too late. After 70, fall prevention becomes one of the most important parts of staying healthy and independent. Falls are actually the #1 cause of serious injury among older adults. And here's the surprising truth. Most falls aren't caused by weak legs. They're caused by poor balance. If you're not actively training your body to stay steady, you're silently increasing your risk of slips, stumbles, and dangerous tumbles. You might be thinking, but I've walked all my life, my balance must be fine. The problem is, balance isn't automatic. It fades over time unless you challenge it. Walking doesn't engage the small but crucial stabilizer muscles in your feet, ankles, and core the way targeted balance training does. When your balance starts to slip, even one small misstep can lead to a fall that takes months or even years to recover from. Think back to the last time you stood on one foot to put on a sock or reached up to grab something on a high shelf. Did you feel steady as a rocker? Did you have to grab onto something? Many people don't realize how fragile their balance has become until they have a close call, a near fall that shakes them and makes them second-guess every step. That's exactly what happened to Edward, age 76. He's always been active. But one afternoon, stepping off a curb, his foot landed at a weird angle, and just like that, he lost his balance. He caught himself in time, but the scare stuck with him. He realized in that moment how vulnerable he had become. His doctor told him that simple balance exercises like standing on one foot, shifting your weight from side to side, or practicing slow, controlled movements could help rebuild his stability. And within weeks, Edward noticed a big difference. He felt stronger, more confident, and less afraid of falling. The good news: balance training doesn't require fancy equipment or a gym membership. You can stand on one foot near a countertop for support, practice walking heel to toe in a straight line, or slowly shift your weight side to side, all of which gently retrain your body to stay steady. And the benefits go far beyond preventing falls. Better balance means better posture, faster reaction time, and smoother coordination. It makes everyday movements feel easier and more controlled. Want to check your balance right now? Stand near a sturdy surface and lift one foot off the ground. Can you hold it for at least 10 seconds? If you can, great. If it's a struggle, that's a sign your balance may need attention. And the earlier you start, the better the results. Balance is one of those things we tend to ignore until we no longer have it, but training it now could keep you steady, strong, and independent for years to come. So if you've only been focusing on walking, now's the time to shift your attention. Because the best way to avoid a fall isn't just staying active, it's training your body to stay balanced. 3. Flexibility and mobility. Keep your joints young, even as you age. Walking might keep your legs moving, but it doesn't do much for your flexibility. And after 70, that matters more than most people realize. Over time, your joints naturally stiffen, your range of motion shrinks, and movements that once felt easy can start to feel limited. If you've noticed it's harder to turn your head while backing up your car, or you need to sit down to tie your shoes, that's your flexibility slipping away. And as your mobility fades, so does your independence. The tricky part is that most people don't think about mobility until they start losing it. Walking alone doesn't stretch your muscles fully, or engage the different types of movement your joints need to stay functional. That's why doctors are now encouraging people over 70 to give just as much attention to flexibility and mobility as they do to walking. because it's this kind of movement that allows you to keep doing the things you love without discomfort or strain. Think about the last time you reached into the back seat of your car or slipped on a jacket. Did it feel smooth or stiff and awkward? A lot of people ignore these small changes, chalking them up to aging. But what's really happening is that your muscles and connective tissues are slowly tightening up, shrinking your range of motion. That's exactly what happened to Walter, age 78. He walked every day, but over time, getting out of bed in the morning felt stiffer. Reaching down to pick something up meant bending his knees more than usual. His doctor explained that this wasn't just age, it was the result of not fully using his joints' natural range of motion. So Walter added gentle stretches, controlled movements, and joint-focused exercises to his routine. Within a few weeks, he felt looser, more comfortable, and even noticed his posture had improved. Flexibility training doesn't mean sitting on the floor and touching your toes for 10 seconds. Dynamic stretches, slow rotations, and yoga-inspired movements can make a big difference. Simple actions like rolling your shoulders, turning your head, pulling your knee to your chest, or circling your ankles help keep your joints lubricated, pain-free, and ready to move. And the benefits go way beyond just feeling less stiff. Greater flexibility can mean better posture, improved circulation, less pain, and even a lower risk of falling. Want to test your flexibility right now? Stand tall and slowly turn your head as far as you can to one side, then the other. Does it feel easier, tight, and restricted? If you're noticing limitations, that's your sign. It's not too late, and this isn't something you have to accept. With just a few minutes of stretching each day, you can keep your body feeling younger, looser, and more mobile for years to come. So if walking is your main form of exercise, now's the time to start focusing on flexibility too. Keeping your joints loose and your movement smooth is one of the most important things you can do to stay active and independent after 70. And if you're still watching and finding this helpful, go ahead and type the number 3 in the comments to let me know you're here. Now, let's move on to tip number 4. 4. Core and posture. The hidden keys to a strong, pain-free spine. Walking may keep your legs moving, but it does very little for your core strength or posture, and those two things become absolutely essential after 70. Having a strong core isn't just about toned abs, it's about keeping your body stable, preventing lower back pain, and making sure your spine stays properly aligned every time you move. When your core is weak, you might start noticing discomfort in your lower back, poor balance, or even a tendency to hunch forward while walking, all of which raise your risk of falls and joint strain over time. Most people don't realize how important good posture is until their body starts to ache in ways it never did before. If you've found yourself slouching more, feeling stiff in your lower back, or struggling to stand tall for long periods, chances are your core muscles aren't doing their job. Walking alone doesn't activate the deep stabilizer muscles in your abdomen and lower back. That's why doctors now recommend core and posture exercises as a priority after 70. Take Harold, for example. He's 75 and has always been active. But over the years, he noticed his shoulders rounding forward and his lower back growing increasingly tense. Even though he walked every day, his doctor pointed out that poor posture was putting extra pressure on his spine and joints, causing chronic stiffness and throwing off his balance. So Harold began adding gentle core activation exercises to his routine. Things like seated pelvic tilts, posture resets while standing, and mindful abdominal engagement. And within a few short weeks, he was standing taller, breathing easier, and experiencing far less back discomfort. Core training doesn't require a gym or fancy equipment. Simple movements, like standing against a wall with proper alignment, engaging your lower abs while seated, or practicing slow, controlled torso twists can wake up the deep core muscles that help support your spine and keep you upright. And the benefits don't stop at better posture. A stronger core means better balance, less strain on your joints, and even improved digestion since those core muscles help support your internal organs too. Want to test your core right now? Try this. Stand with your back flat against a wall. Can you keep your head, shoulders, and hips touching the wall comfortably? Or do you feel like you have to force your body into position? If it feels unnatural, that's a signal your posture might need some attention, and the sooner you start, the better. Core strength and posture aren't just about how you look. They're about how you move, how you feel, and how long you stay active without pain. So if walking is still your go-to for exercise, now's the time to shift focus to the muscles that actually help you stay upright, balanced, and strong. 5. Joint-friendly movement. How to stay active without the wear, tear. Walking is a great way to stay active, but if it's the only kind of movement you rely on, especially after 70, it might be putting more strain on your joints than you realize. As we age, cartilage wears down, joint fluid decreases, and our ability to absorb impact becomes less efficient. That's why so many older adults start feeling stiffness in their knees, discomfort in their hips, or pain in their feet even if they've stayed active their whole lives. The problem isn't necessarily walking itself. It's that walking alone doesn't give your joints the full support they need. In fact, the repetitive impact on the same areas over and over can sometimes make things worse. That's why more doctors are now saying it's time to walk a little less and focus more on joint-friendly, low-impact movement. Think back to your last long walk. Did you feel energized and pain-free? Or did you notice stiff knees, sore hips, or nagging discomfort that lingered afterward? If walking leaves you aching, it could be a sign your joints aren't getting the support they need. That's exactly what happened to Raymond. Age 77. He walked every day, thinking it was the best thing he could do for his health. But over time, his knees started to stiffen and his lower back began to ache. His doctor explained that he needed to ease up on repetitive impact and start introducing low-impact movements that would protect his joints while still keeping him active. So Raymond started gentle swimming, cycling, and flexibility-focused exercises. Within just a few weeks, his pain eased significantly without having to give up staying active. Joint-friendly movement can include water aerobics, stationary biking, tai chi, or even simple chair-based stretches. These activities increase blood flow to your joints, improve lubrication, and strengthen the surrounding muscles without overloading sensitive areas. And the benefits go beyond pain relief. Taking care of your joints now means better mobility, less stiffness, and easier movement for years to come. Want to do a quick check on your joint health? Try this. Sit in a chair and slowly stand up without using your hands. How do your knees and hips feel as you rise? Do they move smoothly? Or do they feel tight or sore? If you notice discomfort, that's your body's way of asking for more care. Adding low-impact movement to your routine can make a real difference, helping your joints stay strong, your body stay mobile, and your steps feel light instead of painful. Because joint health isn't just about avoiding pain, it's about protecting your independence, preserving your mobility, and making every step forward feel effortless. So if walking is still your only form of exercise, now's the time to prioritize your joint health and start moving in a way that helps, not harms. And if you're still watching and found this helpful, go ahead and comment with the number 5 below to let me know you're here. Now, as we wrap up this video, I want you to take a moment and reflect on the 5 key priorities we talked about today. If walking has been your main or only form of exercise, you may not realize that your body needs more than steps to stay strong, mobile, and pain-free after 70. It's time to shift your focus toward preserving muscle, improving balance, increasing flexibility, strengthening your core, and reducing stress on your joints. These are the true building blocks of long-term energy, mobility, and independence. Aging doesn't have to mean slowing down. Your body is still capable of adapting, growing, and improving at any age. Whether you need to work on strength, balance, posture, or flexibility, small changes can lead to big shifts in how you move, how you feel, and how long you stay self-reliant. The key is to start now. Muscle weakness, poor balance, and joint stiffness don't happen overnight. They build gradually. But the good news is, that means you have the power to slow them down or even reverse them starting today. So, which of these 5 areas do you feel you need the most? Have you noticed any changes in your strength, balance, or mobility lately? I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you're taking away from this video and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts really matter to us, and reading your stories gives us so much encouragement and purpose. If this video helped you, please give it a like, hit subscribe, and share it with someone who might benefit too. Your support helps us keep creating valuable, inspiring content just for you. And remember this: taking care of your health is like tending a beautiful garden. Walking is like water in jits. Essential, but it's not enough on its own. To truly thrive, your garden needs strong roots, strength training, a solid trunk, balance, flexible branches, mobility, a sturdy base, core support, and gentle care for the delicate blooms, joint protection. So don't just water the garden. Nurture every part of it and you'll enjoy a longer, more vibrant life within it. What small change will you make this week to nourish your health garden? Let us know in the comments below. And if you'd like more tips and encouragement to age well and live fully, don't forget to subscribe and join our growing community. We'll see you in the next video.